Leaders at City Hall officially unveiled Toronto's 2026 budget today. And the big headline is the proposed property tax increase this year will be the lowest in 6 years. Let's go live to Alan Carter now. And Alan, this is also an election year. Is that a coincidence?
Well, it sort of depends on who you ask around here. If you ask Mayor Olivia Chow or the budget chief, they will tell you that this has been the plan all along, that this year the property tax rate would be lower. It is going to be an increase of 2.2%, which works out to about $92 more a year for the average household. At a library in the Junction neighborhood, Mayor Olivia Chow makes her pitch for the city's $19 billion operating budget. The reason for this location? Among the previously announced spending commitments is 7-day-a-week library service. Add to that an expanded free lunch program for school kids, plus a continued TTC fare freeze and a fare cap to be introduced in September. On the tax side, the land transfer tax is going up for luxury homes worth more than $3 million, but the property tax rate is only going up a fraction of the amount seen in the last 2 years.
This budget adjusts property tax only by the rate of inflation, at 2.2%. We make the budget more fair by shifting the burden from families like yours to speculators and luxury property buyers.
2026 is an election year, and although Olivia Chow hasn't yet declared she'll run again, her main opponent at council, who is running, says re-election is the motivation for this budget.
It's very clear that this is an election budget, and I think that's unfortunate because that's why people get cynical about politics. Everybody knows that there's not a tax that Mayor Chow doesn't love. And so my concern is, she's raiding the reserves. Is she deferring capital investments that are so desperately needed to keep the city moving? How is she going to pay for this?
Kim Wright is an NDP strategist. Politically, is this a shield against accusations of being a tax and spend politician for Mayor Chow?
Oh, I think that's up to candidates, and I suspect you'll always see things being hurdled about. At the end of the day, this has to become the mayor's budget, obviously with input from Torontonians and from council. But you're seeing both from the budget chief and from the mayor a very intentional approach to how they want to show up and serve the city of Toronto.
Reserve funds will pay 9% of the city's operating budget this year. That's up from just under 7% in last year's budget. The city's budget chief, a Chow ally, says this has been the long-term plan. It's not about being reelected.
I know that it feels like that to some people. That's a fair observation. But it really is a build on promises made 3 budgets ago, that we're going to take a multi-year approach, and you're going to see the efficiencies and the improved structure in the budget over time. And that while we need a massive investment, asking people to pay the higher rates was a massive ask of Torontonians. But we told them this is about, in real time, paying the pandemic bill.
With former Mayor John Tory still mulling a run for his old job, other Chow allies were quick to point out how we got here.
Those larger tax increases were, quite frankly, making up for 13 years of incredibly irresponsible budgeting by Rob Ford and John Tory.
There are still more steps that this budget has to go through before it is a reality. You got public consultations, and then at the beginning of February, the mayor can actually propose her own budget. It is possible that property tax number could change, although staff within her office say there's no way she's going to raise it, and there's no room to lower it either. Cynthia.
Interesting times, Alan. Now, with the proposed property tax being so low this year, what does that mean for next year? Could 2027 see an exorbitant jump, regardless of who wins the next mayoral election?
A lot of that will depend on negotiations that are currently ongoing with the provincial government. The New Deal with the provincial government, which saw the uploading of the DVP and the Gardner, that has funded a lot of Toronto's ambitions and has really helped this budget. Without knowing what the details of a potential New Deal is, it's difficult to know what kind of bind the city will be in when it comes to budget time in 2027. Cynthia.
All right, Alan Carter, it's going to be an interesting election. Thank you.